Welcome to the Santos channel.
Alright, so heard that we can actually dye these sand mags from Magpul. Actually, probably just any sand colored magazines with some dye. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. And it's pretty easy to go and take apart. Just press this bad boy down. Let me see if I can do this thing one-handed. There it is. So once you take this apart, the follower, spring, and the base should come out. And the only pieces that you're going to need to leave out would be these pieces right here, or this piece right here. And these set of guys right here is the ones that you're actually going to be tossing in there with the dye. Now, I don't know what the actual ratio is between the, what do you call this, the dye itself and the water. So I'm just going to go and play around with it. I'm just going to, you know, more or less put water in there. I don't know how much, just enough to basically cover all these parts right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put as much dye as I think is needed in order for us to dye this. So I'll go ahead and videotape the actual process of dumping these things in there along with the actual dye. So all right, so got Rit Liquid DYE Temp Liquid. This is around $4, and this right here is a magazine. So put a little bit of water in that pot. Go ahead and fire it up. I'll see you guys in a sec. So this is the pot right here. Got it on. What is that? Got it on high. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this up, dump as much as we think is needed in there, and I'll show you guys how much I'm gonna put in there, and then bring it up to a boil. And then what we'll do is we'll put these pieces in there, and just kind of leave it on there for a little bit, and we'll just pull it out once in a while, just to double check, make sure we're not melting the actual plastic. So, all right, next bit. Alright guys, so I've got the pot starting to get kind of hot there, and I've already popped open the dye. See here I'm using a stainless steel pot, and I've got it filled up maybe about halfway. So let's take a look to see how much we're going to need. I don't even know how much I put in there, to be honest with you. It's not even half. Probably put a quarter in there, to be honest, but because it is black, it should tint very quickly. So we're gonna bring this up to a boil, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put these pieces in there, and hopefully we'll come out with a black magazine. So we'll see in a second. All right, so got it pretty hot now, so you see it's kind of steaming. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and test, if you can see that, if it focuses. Just going to dip a little bit in there. I'll show you. So it looks like it's starting to actually kind of tint it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. Actually, I got the time right here, so 3:47. Let's see how long it takes for this thing to actually start dyeing. So what I'll do is I'll put the other piece of the mag in there as well. Maybe not too much, but let me see if I can grab something now. It looks like it's starting to dye it a bit. So put that bad boy in there. So it's 3:48 now. Looks like it's starting to bubble a little bit. I'll check in with it maybe around 2 minutes, and then we'll show you guys the progress of the actual dyeing process. So let's look at the progress here. It's only been a minute. looks kind of bluish. It's actually getting starting to tint it a little bit, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. Look at the other pieces. Oh, that one's getting darker. Nice. Don't do that, guys. Put it back in there. If you look at it, so this is where I'm putting the thing in. So it's supposed to be black, and it is black. So it's 50 now. I'll check in a couple minutes. Alright, so it's 3:53 now, and I just saw something really cool. So I've been taking this thing out and actually looking at it. So it looks kind of bluish, but here, so it's starting to get dark. See how the water's kind of evaporating off of it? Now it looks black. Huh. So I think I'm gonna leave it here for a little bit longer, and then we'll see how this thing fully turns out. I'll give it maybe another 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, so we're just about done. Turn down the heat here. Actually, I'm just going to turn it off all the way. Let this thing kind of turn off right here. Grab some paper towels here. Just don't mind me. I'm going to try to multitask. So, paper towel. I'm going to start straining some of this stuff. So if you look, when you first pull it out, it looks kind of bluish. I don't know if you guys kind of see that. See how the steam kind of starts to steam a bit, and it kind of starts to, the water starts to evaporate. It's actually turning pretty black there. So it's a freaking black magazine. Nice. So we didn't even do it that long either. So I'm gonna put this piece in here. So I've got the cover. So I don't know if I can focus. There it is right there. Put this bad boy down there. And the base, if I can find it. There it is. Oh, fall back in there. Alright. Put the base in there. And the cool thing is, let's see here, sorry it's kind of bad lighting, but I'm touching this thing and it's not moist at all. Obviously you still got a little bit of dye in there. The whole inside of that thing is black. The outside looks just like a black magazine. It's pretty cool. Huh. So there you go. Boiling water with some of this bad boy, which is Rit Liquid DYE. It's about $4 to $5, and you can dye any sand magazine into whatever color your dye is. Huh. Pretty cool. Alright, so I'm gonna go and put this bad boy together, and should be done. So I forget what time we started, but the time ending now is just turned 3:58. So you can see that the process itself doesn't take that long to actually do. So I'm just gonna wipe these things dry, put it together, and then I'll show you a clip of what it looks like. Final process. Alright, so now we are back. So 5 minutes after I did the last clip, I went out here, dried out the actually I rinsed it for a little bit in cold water and dried it off, and I'm pretty freaking impressed. This is a dyed piece of plastic. So here's the base right here, the cover. Only thing left to do is basically put it together. So let's see. Just right in there. Let's see if I can do this thing one-handed. And I want to need this bad boy. Actually, it'll be on that side. So, oof, this is difficult trying to put this in. I think this is going to take the longest out of the other clips that I was showing you guys. See if I can get a head start on this. Now I'm kind of intrigued as far as how to put magazines together, or P-mags together, one freaking handed. Ha, voila. Let's check that out. So, works. Let's give this bad boy a shot. And what I'm looking for, obviously, is to see if that color actually stuck. So I wouldn't snap that bad boy in place, and this thing is actually be rubbing up against each other here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this out. We're going to take a look at it. I want to see if there's any changes in color. Huh. And there's none. The only thing left to do is basically to go and take this thing out to the range and drop it a couple times. Let's see if that color sticks. But for what I'm looking at right now, it's a black magazine. There you go. How to dye your Magpul P-mags. This one's actually for the P-mag 10, so AR10s. So yeah, there you go. Hope you guys liked the video. Click subscribe, comment below. If you guys have done this and have better ways of doing it, comment as well. Have a good day, guys.